G'day guys, it's Stuart here from Dougie Boats Tackle World down on the Gold Coast. So I'm here by myself today, no Dougie, he's currently away, and we're going to do the fishing report for the 31st of January, the 1st and the 2nd of February. Where's the month gone? Where's the year going? Look, it's rocking in past, and look, there's already been some good fish caught. So we'll start offshore like normal, work our way in and cover all the bases. So if you are looking to get out over the weekend, there does look like there's going to be a bit of weather coming through Saturday. If you can pull tomorrow off, which will be Friday the 31st, and definitely go for a troll or even a bottom fish, it's definitely your best option weather-wise. So wind-wise tomorrow, less than 10 knots all day by the look of it. Of course, we do just check the latest weather forecast. Can be wrong. Normally is, but at this point in time, this past week's been pretty accurate and it's been looking really good, and it's actually been not too bad. So what's been happening, if I was going to fish tomorrow, I'd probably zip out to the 36s, fish around those fads, lots of dolphin fish around the fads, guys. So floating half pillies on light line and light leader, single 3 or a 4 hook, half a pilly, a little bit of burley in the water. Around the fads, you'll pick up a feed of dolphin fish. If you do want to chase some bigger dollies and a few wahoo and little marlin, I'd definitely be trolling lures around that area. So again, just little 6-inch skirts, the little fat boy tubes have been going really, really well. Couple of great colors there. Fusion, which is very similar to the old blue Kona color, and nitrous, another well-proven color. They've been working really well this past week, well, actually all season. And then the other one as well, the little DevTac lures, they've been working really well this week as well. I see one of our customers, Troy's been catching a fair few on that orange fella there. So little marlin, definitely wahoo, and a few dolphin fish and things like that. So between those, and we've got paculas downstairs as well, but just that 6 to 8 inch type size skirt's been trolling really well and been catching a lot of fish. So anywhere from say 24 fathoms out to about the 50, so around about like 50 to 100 meters in depth. Zigzag over the reef that you find, try to find some bait. If you can find some bait, just do big laps around that bait and hang around it, and you're definitely sure to catch or get a couple of bites anyway. See if they stay on or not for you. But definitely a few wahoo, definitely a few marlin this last week, and definitely dollies. If you do want to troll hard bodies, coming in a little bit closer, around the 18s and 24s, been a few Spanish mackerel caught this past couple of days. Just on trolling little trout patterns, been really good. That's just the little Helco and the Strata Tracker in that purple color. These two lures have been catching majority of the fish by what the reports are that we've been hearing. They dive nice and deep, so down around 8 meters, as those Spanish are generally a lot deeper in the water column. So apart from that, you can troll baits, like live baits, either behind a downrigger or even along the surface, and they will come up and eat them as well. And to troll baits, it's pretty easy. We just use a little wire live bait rig. So we've got a single hook on the front there and a little treble. So the single hook, if you can see that, guys, just goes through the nose or through the top and bottom jaw. And that little treble just stings wherever it sits nice and neat. Tie off your line to the top swivel onto your leader, or if you're just trolling mono, you can go straight to it. And just troll those little fellas around just in gear. So small slimies, small yakkers and that type of thing work perfectly on those little live bait trolling rigs. If you want to troll bait, like frozen baits or dead baits, again, more chasing probably spotties and things like that, little schoolies and still Spanish as well. If you want to troll some pillies or small yakkers and small slimies again, those little pilly rigs that we make up in the store, fantastic, easy to use little rig. We've got plenty in stock. We've been tying them all week and ready, because we've obviously got that good weather day tomorrow. Before that easterly blow comes through later on, you might be able to push out and fish in it on the Saturday, but the Sunday does look a little bit windy at this point in time. It swings around to the south at around 15 to 20 knots. And as well, guys, any bait trollers out there would have heard about the Reaper rigs. We've just got a massive order of them back in stock as well. So ready to go, pre-rigged, done. Apart from the trolling scene, guys, bottom fishing's actually been not too bad this week. There's not a lot of current in real close. So we've had a couple of customers catching a fair few good snapper around the 18s and 24 fathom area, just sounding around when they're trolling, actually finding a bit of bait, marking that bait and going back and fishing it once they've done their little troll run. Little squid trexes, soft plastics, vibes, all of that type of thing, been working really well. Out a little bit further, so around 36s, lots of good tuskies for the guys that are bottom fishing, just paternoster fishing and things like that. Those little ball jigs that we show you every week, they've been working a treat out there as well. The odd pearly in that depth as well. Out around the 50s, so around that 80 to 95 metre type of depth. Still been lots of kingies and amberjack up northeast, up off the pin, along the ledge. So jigging, definitely the way to go for that. Those little slash jigs have been really good. I went up there a couple of weeks ago, there was a lot of current, but I see there was a couple of reports of deep dropping this week. So it looks like that current might have subsided a little bit, and definitely a good time to get the jigs back out and have a bit of a crack. So anywhere from around that 200 to 300 type size. There are a couple of fantastic ones. Those little smooth reactors, really good because they're very compact in size. They sink like a rock, really good action, easy to use. And that's just a more traditional, longer type style. So a couple of good kingy jigs and amberjack and Samson and that type of thing. All those fast moving pelagics that you find jigging. Up on that northeast 50s, down around deep southern's been not too bad. Heading towards the Tweed as well. So anywhere around that, say 80 to 90 metres, keep an eye out for bait and over the reef and stuff like that, and you'll find a few kingies and Samson fish and amberjack. Look guys, beyond that, well around that 50 fathoms and beyond, there's been a few striped marlin out around there, pretty good size ones too, and a fair few blue marlin out wider. So when we're talking wider, we're talking around about 180 metres and beyond for the blues. There has been a few in that, say, 80 to 150 depth, but the majority of better fish have been beyond that 180 metres. So a few caught this week. I think Lorraine, one of our customers, she went and got some on Tuesday, I think, by memory maybe. And look, definitely a few. I think she got 3 from 4. So fantastic day out trolling the deep blue. Coming in closer now, guys. Keep an eye out around that, say 12 fathom type area for schools of bait. There's been a lot of schools of little white bait and stuff like that starting to turn up. Definitely means spotty mackerel and or tunas as well. So mac tuna, little stripies and skipjacks and stuff like that. Spotties, Spanish, they all get attracted around those bait schools. So when you do find that, and if you see fish chopping and birds working, definitely worth stopping and having a cast. Little stick baits work really well. You generally wean out those smaller fish. If you you can spin metals, they'll catch everything. But if you use a little stick bait, you generally get a better class fish out of it. So little muscle shot, 90mm stuff. That's a little TT Hustler on the top. Good little patterns, easy to use, and good quality hooks on there too. So you just run it straight out the packet. Coming inside now, guys, up the pin. There's definitely been a few flatties around in that deeper water. Definitely fish the deeper water this time of year. Flatties, dewies, things like that. Been a few jacks around the timber as well up in the pin bar. You can live bait it, so small herring and things like little yakkers and things like that if you shoot offshore and get your bait and come back in. Been working quite well. If not, bigger plastics down deep or smaller plastics just casting those fringes around the fallen trees and mud clumps and things like that. I always try to fish it something that looks like the bait in the area. Lots of that small little white bait and hardy heads. So those little rattle minnows from S-Tackle, they've been working quite well. Nice long skinny profile, easy to use. Just run them on about a 1/6 or a 1/4 jig head. You get plenty of action, catch a few fish as well. While we're up the pin end, definitely worth putting your crab pots in. So around the Logan, been lots of crabs around Cabbage Tree Point type area as well. Just try putting them in those feeder creeks and things like that. And there has been some good crabs in the Logan as well, just in the main channel. So just on the drop-offs of the banks and things like that. Don't put them in the middle of the channel. It's too hard for everyone to drive around. But on the edges, maybe out the front of a creek that runs off or something like that type of area, definitely been worth a go. Lots of crabs up there, and it's worth just running a string of pots up there while you go out fishing. Coming back down a little bit now, so around Jake as well, there's been a few jacks around the outside, around those moored boats and along the mangrove lined banks and stuff like that, all those deeper mangroves around that area. And then around tipplers, been some good water around tipplers, guys. So I definitely recommend if you're going to fish the Pin, try to fish around tipplers when that tide drops out. Been some good water around Pandanus Island, and as we said last week, a few tailor around that area and a few flatties as well. So cast in little vibes if you just want to catch brim and flatties and bit of everything. Everything eats a small vibe. The little switch prawn from TT, they've been working really good. If you're out fishing the deeper channels and stuff like that, these things work really well, just vertically vibing. You get a lot of whiting, tusk fish, and just mixed stuff doing that, so it's quite good. You never know what you're going to get. And been a few crabs around that back end of Tippler's channel as well, so sandies around that area, just on the sides of the weed beds. Back towards around the Broadwater now, so we're moving down pretty quick. Pimpamar and Coomera Rivers, still been plenty of muddies in there. I haven't heard of too many sandies, guys. It's just because that water is obviously still a little bit dirty, and because of all that rain that we had late last week. But yeah, if you want to chase a feed of muddies, up around Coomera Bar's been not too bad, and yeah, as I said, the Coomera and Pimpamar Rivers. Back down a bit further, guys, fishing the outside of Sovereign of a night, try to find those boats with the blue lights on. It's been a few School Jew and been a few jacks around that area too. Big-eyed trevally, little GTs, quite fun. Just casting small soft plastics and little top water surface walkers around that area. You're definitely going to catch a couple and get a bit of action. Big tailor there at this time of year as well, when that tide's running in and pushes all the bait up against the bank there. So down around the Seaway, still been plenty of jacks. So anyone that wants to live bait, try live baiting around the north wall, and you'll get jacks, dewies, and some decent sized flatties as well. Been a few trevally around the area, big tailor through summer as well. So Seaway's been fishing not too bad. I'd still be fishing that last of the run in, first of the run out, while that water is a little bit cleaner. Up the river, or back of wave break, there's been a few whiting around the back of wave break and around Curlew Island, which is that little island just east of the Grand Hotel, so straight over from the boat ramp. All those flood-in banks on that first of the run-in tide, walk in the flats with small unweighted yabbies, just casting them, and covering a little bit of ground's been definitely accounting for a fair few fish. Up the Nerang, guys, so run out tide like normal behind the council chambers, or hotter as we call it now. Definitely been some whiting up that area. Again, guys, we've obviously had a lot of rain. Hinds Dam's still flooding over, I think, by memory. And there's still a fair bit of fresh in the river. So maybe that first end of the run out would be not too bad, but towards the bottom, I'd probably pull up anchor and call it a night. Apart from that, guys, I know it's been a pretty brief report, but the beach fishing real quickly. It's going to blow easterly most of the weekend, so it's going to be quite hard. You might be able to get in on the southern beaches, maybe Sunday morning. It is blowing a little bit more southerly in it, so there'll be a bit of protection. Those shallow gutters, lots of whiting, lots of dart, and just on worms. So if you can't pull worms at the beach, we do sell cured beach worms, easy option, ready to go. You can keep them in the freezer, no smell, and keep them until you do need them. And apart from that, guys, that is probably about it for the fishing report. So as I said, plenty offshore if you want to troll, bit of bottom fishing, pretty good, lots of flatties in the Broadwater and up around the Pin, and then obviously jack still in the Seaway. So an option for everybody. Definitely be able to get out of the wind. If you can, try fish either Friday 31st, which is tomorrow, or maybe early on the Saturday. Sunday looks like a bit of a blowout at this point in time. But guys, until next week, we'll catch you, and tight lines. Hopefully you catch a couple. If you do have any questions or queries, please feel free to ring the shop or drop in and see one of our friendly staff members, and we'll be more than happy to answer any of your fishing questions. Thanks, guys.